Pneumonia. We all have heard this term once in a life. The Greek word pneumonia means inflammation of lungs. Guess what? Last week I saw a video on pneumonia from the famous YouTube channel Osmosis, and it was really great to watch that video. Now I'm here to explain you pneumonia in my own way, so stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Nazifa Rahman from MediMind. Hope you all are safe and staying at your home. Today we are going to start a new series on respiratory disease. But before that, if you haven't watched our last video on respiratory system, please guys watch that for better understanding and don't forget to subscribe our channel MediMind. Today in this video we'll talk about pneumonia. As you all know, there are very much similarity between a COVID-19 patient and a pneumonia patient. The confirmatory diagnosis of COVID-19 is severe pneumonia. So what is this pneumonia? Inflammation of lung and lung parenchyma which impairs the gaseous exchange is called pneumonia. Basically, how does pneumonia occur? Normally, lower respiratory tract exposed to the pathogen by inhalation, aspiration, and hematogenous spread. What does hematogenous means? Hematogenous means carried by blood. Lower respiratory tract also infected by direct contact with the contaminated equipments such as nasogastric tube and suction catheter. After pathogen get inside, they begin to colonize and infection develop. After this infection, there may be pathological conditions such as bacterial pneumonia, viral pneumonia, and aspiration pneumonia. So let's talk about the individual pathophysiology. First come to the bacterial pneumonia. In bacterial pneumonia, when infection initially develops, it triggers the alveolar inflammation and it causes edema. This produces an area of low ventilation with normal perfusion. As you already know about ventilation and perfusion from our last video. So normal perfusion means blood supply to the alveolar capillary membrane. But the inflammation causes enlargement of those capillaries and thus causes stasis or blockage. So the alveolar capillary membrane which surrounds the alveoli breaks down and fills with the blood and exudates. So this causes the lungs to collapse. So it was the basic mechanism of bacterial pneumonia. Now come to the viral pneumonia. Viral pneumonia occurs in advanced infection like bacterial infection. So basically virus first attack the bronchial epithelial cell and this causes interstitial inflammation and desquamation. Desquamation means peeling off. This virus also attack bronchial mucus gland and goblet cells. Then it spreads to the alveoli, which is already filled with the blood and fluid because of bacterial infection. So this is the main reason lung collapse. So it was the basic mechanism of viral pneumonia. Next is aspiration pneumonia. In aspiration pneumonia, inhalation of gastric juice causes inflammatory changes. It also inactivates surfactant over the large area. We discussed surfactant before. As surfactant decreases the surface tension, so it leads to the alveolar collapse. Acidic gastric juice may damage the airways and alveoli. Gastric juice also obstruct the airways and reduce the airflow, thus leading to the secondary bacterial pneumonia. So it was the basic mechanism of aspiration pneumonia. Now come to the classification. Typically there are two types of pneumonia, anatomical classification and etiological classification. Anatomical classification which divided into lobar pneumonia, which involves the lobes of the lungs, then lobular pneumonia, which involves the lobules of the lung, interstitial pneumonia, which involves the areas in between the alveoli, then bronchopneumonia, which involves the distal airways and alveoli. Now, etiological classification. Etiology means the organism or any factor that causes pneumonia, like first one, infection, such as bacteria, virus, mycoplasma, etc. Then non-infection, like aspiration of food, gastric acid and foreign bodies, etc. Another classification of pneumonia is community-acquired pneumonia and hospital-acquired pneumonia. In community-acquired pneumonia, you get this type of pneumonia from anywhere other than hospital. Figures from UK suggested 5 to 11 per thousand people or adults suffer from community acquired pneumonia each year. This pneumonia is basically caused by bacteria, virus, and fungi. Streptococcus pneumoniae is the leading cause of the community acquired pneumonia. Apart from that, Haemophilus influenzae, Staphylococcus aureus, Legionella pneumophila, Mycoplasma pneumoniae, and several viruses like influenza, parainfluenza, measles, cytomegalovirus, coronavirus, etc. are also the leading causes of this pneumonia. Second one is hospital acquired pneumonia. You catch this type during stay in the hospital. It can be very serious because the bacteria causing the pneumonia can be resistant to the antibiotics. Now, there are some factors which predispose to pneumonia, like cigarette smoking, which is injurious to health, old age. There's a saying that pneumonia being known as the old man's friend. Then, upper respiratory tract infection, recent influenza infection, pre-existing lung disease like COPD, bronchial asthma, etc. Then alcohol consumption and corticosteroid therapy, etc. So these are the main factors. Now, what are the symptoms and signs to detect a pneumonia patient? Pneumonia, particularly lobar pneumonia patient, present with acute illness. There may be systemic features like high fever, shivering, weakness, loss of appetite, constant headache, etc. Pulmonary symptoms include cough, which is initially short, painful, and dry, but later accompanied with expectoration of mucopurulent or rust-colored sputum. Mucopurulent means fluid containing mucus and pus, and rust-colored means red color. There also may be pleuritic type of chest pain. Pleuritic type of chest pain means chest pain during breathing or coughing. On examination, we get respiratory rate and pulse rate is very rapid, but blood pressure is low. Chest signs vary on the phase of inflammatory response. When the lung is consolidated, we get dull percussion note, and breath sound is bronchial breathing with crackling sound all over the lung. However, we treat a pneumonia patient according to the Curve 65 scoring. Now, what does Curve 65 mean? C means confusion, U means urea more than 7 millimole per liter, R means respiratory rate more than 30 breaths per minute, B means blood pressure 90 by 60 millimeter of mercury, and 65 means age 65. The score 1 point for each feature present. Like 0 to 1 score means likely to be suitable for home treatment. 2 score means we keep the patient in hospital, observe and treat that patient. 3 or above score means we manage the patient in hospital as severe pneumonia patient. The question is how pneumonia is confirmed. Chest X-ray posterior, anterior and lateral view is the key investigation for confirmation of pneumonia. How to manage a pneumonia patient? The most important aspects of management are oxygenation, then fluid balance if necessary, antibiotic therapy in severe and chronic illness, and nutritional support may be required. So these are the main treatment of a pneumonia patient. Let's talk about what complication may arise from pneumonia. The most common complication is parapneumonic effusion. Parapneumonic effusion means pleural effusion that arises from pneumonia. Then empyema. Empyema means collection of pus in the pleural cavity. Then pneumothorax. It means collapsed lungs. Then lung abscess may occur, and acute respiratory distress syndrome also may occur. So this was all for today, guys. Hope you got the basic information on pneumonia. If you guys have any question or want any other video on pneumonia, please tell us on the comment section. We will try our best. And the important thing is your safety. Please guys, stay home and stay safe. Our next video will be on pneumothorax. We will discuss this topic very easily. But before going, I would like to request you all to subscribe our channel. We will be back very soon. Till then, goodbye, take care and stay safe.